Welcome back. Right, a few years ago, if you had said alcohol-free beer, most people would have looked at you like you just ordered a vegan Scotch egg at Witherspoon's. Because for a few years, alcohol-free beer had a reputation. Thin, watery, sad. A bit like if someone had whispered the word lager into a glass of sparkling water. But now, a Scottish brewery called Jump Ship has just landed its first major Tesco listing after raising £500,000. And that might not sound huge, but in the craft beer world, that is massive.
It's Monday, don't groan, don't fear. The Bearded Beer Blog bloke is here. Talking nonsense, beard on show. Grab a brew and watch him go.
Jump Ship Brewery is based near Edinburgh in Scotland and has secured shelf space in 61 Tesco stores across Scotland. And that's bringing its alcohol-free beers into the mainstream supermarket world. That means it's no longer just tiny online brewery for niche drinkers. This is normal people doing the weekly shop might accidentally discover alcohol-free craft beer. And that matters because supermarket listings are one of the hardest things for a small brewery to get. It means consistent production, strong branding, retailer confidence, and enough demand to justify the shelf space. Tesco does not just hand that out because they think someone has a nice can design. They do it because they think it will sell well. Of course, the bigger story here isn't just Jump Ship. It's what it says about the entire craft beer industry. Because alcohol-free beer used to be treated like a punishment. You drank it because you were driving, you were pregnant, or the doctor had used the phrase, "You need to calm down." But now, people are choosing it voluntarily. That's the shift. Not, "I have to," but "I want to." And that changes everything. UK drinking culture is changing. People still want the ritual, the flavour and the social side, but they also don't want the hangover, the calories and the regret text at 1:37 AM. Jump Ship built its entire brewery around that idea. Every beer they make is alcohol-free, gluten-free and vegan. But crucially, they're trying to make beer that tastes like actual beer, not disappointment in a can. Now, supermarkets don't care about trends. They care about numbers. And alcohol-free beer is becoming impossible to ignore. Because once supermarkets realise people are buying it, they start giving it shelf space. And once they give it shelf space, more people try it. And once more people try it, the category grows. That's how niche becomes normal. That's how alternative becomes mainstream. And once Tesco backs you, other supermarkets notice. But there's another question here, and it's one the beer world always asks. What happens when a small craft brewery lands a supermarket? Because when some people hear Tesco, they immediately think sellout. You see it every time. Brewery gets bigger, people complain, beer fans panic, and someone always starts shouting about the soul of the brewery. But honestly, sometimes growth is just growth. Sometimes success is simply making enough money to keep brewing beer. And for an alcohol-free brewery, that is even harder. Brewing alcohol-free beer properly is more complicated than most people realise. Normal beer is super easy to understand. Yeast eats sugar, alcohol happens. Beer appears, everybody's happy! But alcohol-free beer, that takes extra work. You either stop fermentation early, remove the alcohol later, or build recipes that stay under 0.5%. And if you get it wrong, you don't get beer, you get sadness. And that's why genuine good alcohol-free beer is harder to make than many standard beers. Which is why breweries doing it well are starting to really stand out. This Tesco launch matters because it signals something bigger. The UK beer scene might finally be treating alcohol-free beer as real beer. Not the thing in the corner for designated drivers. Actual beer. With proper brewing, proper flavour, proper shelf space, and proper demand. And that is a huge shift. Because once supermarkets validate a category, that category usually grows fast. And honestly, that's probably a good thing. Because beer shouldn't only exist for people who want to get hammered. Sometimes people just want the taste, the ritual, the moment, without feeling like death the next morning. That's not boring. It's just growing up slightly. So the real question is Jump Ship launching in Tesco just a supermarket listing? Or is it the sign that alcohol-free beer has finally arrived? Let me know in the comments. Would you actually buy alcohol-free craft beer, or are you not convinced? Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.